Hi everyone. In this video we are going to discuss about two important topic. The first one is app service plan and the second is app service. If you want to go through the complete course, you can purchase these courses from my website, that is techlearning.spy.com. All the information is given in the description. If you want to check out the course content, just click on course and click on preview. So left hand side you can see all of the course contents. Other than individual courses, course packages are also available where you can find out the decent discount on these courses. Let's get back to our topic.
We are going to discuss about app service. And before that, we are going to discuss about the app service plan. If you see this diagram now, we are going to study about this diagram. What is the meaning of it? How to deploy this one. And in this diagram, there are multiple components. One is your application, second is your app service, third is your app service plan. Okay, let's start one by one. First, we are going to discuss about the app service plan here. So generally what happen when we deploy any application, okay, where we will deploy this, we will deploy on this app service, okay, and this app service is going to deploy on your app service plan. So when you are deploying any application, to deploy this application you need hardware resources, then only you'll be able to deploy. Like, to run this application you need CPU, RAM, hard disk, everything it is required. Okay, from where that hard disk is going to come, from where that RAM is going to come. So in that case, this app service plan is going to provide all those things. So these are different plans here, and basically with the help of these plan, we take the different compute resources. When you go to the market, suppose you want to purchase one SIM, you will go to the vendor or you will go to the shop, and shopkeeper will tell you about the different plans, different companies. In one plan, you will get around let's say 10 GB of data free, calling will be free, or the charges will be different. The local calls, STD calls, ISD calls, it will be different plan to plan. It will be different vendor to vendor, right? So for different plans, different money is also attached. Let's say if you are taking plan for 100 rupees, might be you are just getting 1 GB data every day. You can just make 100 calls in a day. Okay, you can do 50 messages in a day. But if you choose the plan for 200 rupees, so the data size will be changed. Like, every day you can utilize internet for 2 GB. Okay, you can make 200 calls. So plan to plan, the charges will be different, and the services which is given by the vendor will also be different. Almost the same concept applied here in case of this app service plan also. Okay. So let me show you on the portal, then we will also try to understand exactly what is the meaning of this app service plan. So if I want to create an app service plan here, just type app service plans. Click on create app service plan. Right now, I'm just going to create it. Then we will understand exactly what we are doing. So I have created a resource group. Name of resource group is my RG. And now it is asking me about the plan name. I said plan name is Learning Hub plan. Okay, so Learning Hub is my company, and the plan for, I have taken a plan for my company, that is Learning Hub plan. Now it is asking which operating system you want to select. I said Windows, and here you can see the pricing tier. By default, it has selected the free F1, and I do not have any option to change also here, but later we can change it. As of now, just go ahead and create this one. So when I selected all these options, actually what happened in the backend. So that is important to understand here. So my app service plan has been created by this name. Okay. So if you go here, there is an option called scale up. When you click on it, here you can see multiple plans are listed. If you're talking about dev slash test environment, if you're looking for any plan, so you have free plan, okay? You have D1 plan, you have B1 plan. Then when you go to the production, you have S1, and P1 V2, P2 V2. S1 stand for standard, P stand for premium, and you also have an isolated plan. Now, what is the meaning of all it? Fine. So let's categorize it into broader category. Then we will discuss from there onwards. So here the first plan, first two plans, you can see shared infrastructure has been written. Shared infrastructure. Okay. So exactly what happened in the backend? So automatically inside one physical server, let's say this is a physical server here. Inside this physical server, there will be a virtual machine. Okay, this is a virtual machine, and because I have selected, let's say if you select F1 or D1, anything, so it is written as a shared infrastructure, right? So what happened in this case? This virtual machine is a shared virtual machine. So now, what is the meaning of shared virtual machine? Okay, so when I take any plan, suppose I have taken F1 plan here, F1 plan. So what will happen? Suppose my company name is Learning Hub, and the Learning Hub taken one plan that is F1. So what will happen inside this virtual machine? One container is going to be deployed for me. So this will be a container, and inside this container, okay, I can go ahead and deploy my application. Let's say there is some second company, ABC. They have also purchased F1 plan or D1 plan. So what will happen in this case? In the same virtual machine, okay, one container is going to be created. This is a container, and this company is going to deploy their application in this container. Suppose there is a third company, XYZ, and that company is also has taken this free plan or D1 plan. So both are saying that your deployment is going to be done on the shared infrastructure. So in the same virtual machine, a container is going to be created, and the container for XYZ company will be created in the shared virtual machine. Okay, and they can deploy their application inside it. So now I think you might have got the idea why this is called as the shared infrastructure. In the physical server, there will be a virtual machine which is shared by multiple companies here. When you take a plan, just a container is getting created. Inside that container, you can go ahead and deploy your application in it. Okay. Fine. So if you see that this shared infrastructure, these are some technical specification like how much resource you are going to get. If you take the free trial, you will just get a 1 GB memory, and it will only run for 60 minutes a day. If you take D1, it is again a shared infrastructure, but here also you are going to get 1 GB memory, and it will run for 240 minutes a day. Okay, these are the hardware resources you are going to get with this particular plan, and this is the amount you are supposed to pay here, 627.25 rupees a month. Okay, so this much amount you're supposed to pay. Okay, we have others plan also like B1 and S1, P1. Okay, so they stand for basic, standard, and the premium. If you choose any plan out of these basic, standard, and premium, so what will happen? Inside this physical server, one virtual machine is going to be deployed. And who is deploying this virtual machine? This is deployed by the Azure itself. We do not have any control on it, because the idea is that generally what happens whenever any developer deploy or actually develop any application, for the deployment they are dependent on the IT administrators, and there is a lot of follow up with the IT administrators, right, when you are going to deploy something. So what Azure has given an option that basically if any developer want to manage this whole infrastructure by their own, they can also do it. There is no need of IT administrator at all. Okay, so what Azure is saying that you just choose the plan and understand the plan, what is the meaning of that plan, and you just pay us the money. Rest of the things we are going to take care. This virtual machine, if you remember, when I was deploying a website earlier, I used to have a virtual machine. On that virtual machine, then I was deploying the IIS. Then finally, on that IIS, I was deploying my website. And that was a basic example. If you are deploying a complicated setup, you need more number of servers. You have to configure load balancer, you have to configure application gateway, everything you have to do. And you are totally dependent on, if you are a developer, you are totally dependent on the IT administrator in that case. Now Azure has given you one service that is called app service and the app service plan. In that case, Azure is saying that you just select the plan, rest of the things we are going to take care. Everything will be automatically deployed in the backend. So when I select my basic plan, so what will happen? Randomly inside a physical server, a virtual machine is going to be created automatically. And when this virtual machine is getting deployed here, if I choose any one out of these three, basic, standard, and premium, what will happen? This virtual machine will be dedicated in this time. So this will be a dedicated virtual machine. Now, what is the meaning of a dedicated virtual machine? Suppose my company name is Learning Hub, and I have taken a plan called Learning Hub plan. And in this plan, I have selected basic plan here. This is the name, this is the plan, right? So what I'm going to get? I'm going to get a dedicated virtual machine now. Okay, and inside this virtual machine I can deploy as many application I want. Nobody else is going to utilize this one. This is just dedicated for me. It will be a dedicated virtual machine under this plan. And let's say I'm going to create one application. So what will happen? A container is going to be created here. So one application, one container. If you are going to deploy a second application for your company, if you choose the same plan, your container is going to be deployed in the same virtual machine. So basic idea is that only your company or your plan container is going to be deployed in this virtual machine. Nobody else can use it. So that is the difference between shared and the dedicated here. So let me do it, then you will have the better understanding. And let me remove everything. So suppose this is a physical server here. So now what I'm going to do, click on scale up. And when I created this plan, Learning Hub plan, the by default that plan which was selected was F1. Now I'm going to upgrade it to the basic B1 and click on apply. So when I upgrade it to the basic, what is happening here? One virtual machine is going to be created, and this virtual machine will be dedicated virtual machine. And what will be the configuration of this virtual machine? You can see here. So you are going to get 10 GB disk, and RAM you will get around 1.75 GB and 100 ACU. ACU stand for Azure Compute Unit. So through this ACU, actually, Azure define the processing power. More these ACC unit you are getting, higher the CPU processing power you are going to get it. Okay. So now what is happening? The virtual machine which is getting deployed here will have 10 GB disk memory, 1.75 GB RAM, and 100 ACU for the processing. So this is your processing power, this is your RAM, this is your hard disk. The name of plan is Learning Hub plan, and plan name is basic. And when I created this plan, it asked me about the operating system, Linux or Windows. On this virtual machine, Windows operating system has been deployed. Okay, so this is the actual meaning of your plan. You can see other features are also included. We will discuss it later. Let's understand about the basic part of it first. Now, if you go back to this diagram, what is our final objective? Final objective is that we want to deploy a application. So we do not deploy this application directly on app service plan here. First, we have to create the app service. Okay. Inside this app service, actually, we deploy our application, and this app service should be deployed on some app service plan here. So I'm going to replicate the same diagram. So what I need an app service here. So to create app service, you just go here and type app service, click on it, create. Now it is asking about the resource group. So name it is asking me, I'm calling it, let's say this is my first application of my organization. And for that, to deploy my application, I have taken a plan already, basic plan with the name of Learning Hub plan. And inside that plan, this is my first application. So I will call it as Learning Hub 1. When I'm creating this app service, actually what is happening in the backend that we need to understand. So app service name I have selected as Learning Hub 1. And here we have two options, publish. One is called code and second is called the Docker container. So first we need to understand what is code here. When we select on code, what is going to happen in the backend? So one container will be created. And why we are creating this container? Because inside this container, we want to deploy our app service. And what is the name of this app service? The name is Learning Hub 1. Okay, finally, we will deploy an application inside this app service. And if we are deploying it inside the app service, where it is going to sit, it will sit inside this container only. That we will see later. Don't get confused, just I wanted to give an idea. So right now I am creating this app service here. So let me remove this. This is the app service. So in backend, one container is going to be created and container will be created inside this dedicated virtual machine because the plan is basic. Now, when you select code, so in case of code, what will happen? Azure is going to deploy one image here. So this is an image. When you select option code, the image is selected by Azure itself. We do not have any control. Suppose I do not have any idea like what is image, which image need to be selected. I don't know all these things. So Azure is saying, don't worry, you just select this option. I will take care of that. So when you select a code, one image is going to be deployed inside this container, correct? Then finally, there is an option called a runtime stack. So what is runtime stack? Now it is asking in which language your application is developed. So there are multiple languages, Ruby, Python, PHP, Node, Java, .NET Core, .NET. So all the prominent programming languages are reflecting here. So suppose I'm saying that my program developed in PHP 7.2. So as soon as when you select this option 7.2, so what is going to happen? One package is going to be installed on it. So that will be PHP 7.2. I'm just writing 7.2 here, but this is the PHP 7.2 package will automatically install in it inside this image. Okay, now it is asking about the operating system. Operating system, we had taken Windows in our app service plan, Learning Hub. Region is Central US. Now, where we want to deploy this app service, here you can see app service plan and Learning Hub plan is reflecting here. B1 means basic, and these are the hardware configuration. If you want, you can directly create your plan from here also. Okay, and you can create your plan just by going there specifically in app service plan, and there also you can create it. There is no difference at all. So Learning Hub plan B1, you can see this is selected. Just go ahead, review and create this one. But when you go to the publish here, the second option is Docker container. So when you click on Docker container, you can see one additional tab has been appeared here, Docker. Click on it. So now what will happen in this case? So when you select Docker here, Azure is giving you the option that which image you want to select. Suppose you have knowledge about it and you want to select your own image, specific image is required to deploy your application. You can control it by your own also. So Docker means image selected by us. So come back to the portal. Now it is asking me what is your image source. So there are multiple sources has been given. We know about the Docker Hub. Just now we have seen that there is a Docker Hub, okay, where you will get all of your images. So one of the sources Docker Hub. Suppose I'm going to select Docker Hub here, and now it is asking me about my image, where it is on public repository or it is in private repository. If I select a private repository, it will ask me about the username, password and the name of the image, because I will only know that username and password. Basically it is asking me about this username and the password here, okay. And then inside the private repository, whatever image I have created, same image name you can give it. Automatically it will download it from this repository to this container here. If you select public repository here, you can see that in case of public repository it is not asking for username and password because those images are in public domain. You can just mention the name of image what you need. Let's say you need Ubuntu here, that is the name of image. So as soon as you click on review and create, automatically in the backend this container is going to be deployed, and inside this container your Ubuntu image is going to be deployed here, correct? So but for this practical, I'm going to basic here and I will select code. Code means Azure is going to select image for me. So let's modify these things. PHP 7.2, operating system is Windows, and Windows plan is Learning Hub plan B1. Okay, just go ahead, review and create. It is creating this app service Learning Hub 1. Suppose now you want to deploy a second application now for your company. So what you can do, you can create one more app service, okay, and let's say the name of this app service this time is Learning Hub 2. And when you are deploying this app service, what will happen in the backend? If you have chosen the same plan, Learning Hub plan basic, so inside this dedicated virtual machine, one container is going to be created, and inside this container actually this Learning Hub 2 is going to be deployed, right? Then we also have discussed about this code and Docker. Based on that, image is going to be selected on it. Now up to this point we have understand how to create a Learning Hub plan, okay, how to create a basically app service plan. And generally what happen, we create a plan, then we also learn about how to create an app service. So up to this point, we have understand our concept. The final thing which is pending, the most important, that is deployment of our application. So there are multiple ways to deploy our application. It is a big topic, so we will cover up tomorrow. So we will take one web application and we will try to upload it here, and then we will see how exactly it works.